People look at the Medal of Honor and they see gold and silk. I look at it and I see the mud of Guadalcanal. I remember the night of October 24th, 1942. The rain was coming down so hard you couldn't see your own hand in front of your face. We were dug in on a ridge, Lunga Ridge they called it. The Japanese came out of the jungle like a wave, thousands of them. My section had 2 machine guns. By midnight, one was knocked out. By 2 a.m., the heat from the barrels was melting the skin off my palms. I wasn't thinking about being a hero. I was thinking about the belt-fed rhythm. Thump, thump, thump. I was thinking about my boys. When the ammo ran low, I ran through the jungle, barefoot and carrying 2 guns and boxes of belts. I don't know how I didn't get hit. I just knew that if those guns stopped singing, my guys were dead. When the sun came up, there were 3,000 enemy dead in front of us. They told me I was getting the medal. I told them I just wanted to get a hot meal and a shower. They sent me back to the States for the bond tours. That was a different kind of war. They put me in fancy suits and sat me next to movie stars. I was the hero of Guadalcanal. People wanted to touch my sleeve. They wanted me to kiss their babies. They wanted me to tell them that everything was fine. But I felt like a fake. Every time I looked in a mirror, I didn't see a hero. I saw a Marine sergeant who had left his boots in the mud while his battalion was still out there getting chewed up. I was eating steak in Washington, D.C., while the 7th Marines were eating sea rations in a foxhole. I remember standing on a stage in a packed stadium, the lights blinding me. The crowd was cheering, and all I could think about was the sound of a mortar tube. Thwump. I realized right then, I'm not a celebrity. I'm a machine gunner. And a machine gunner belongs with his gun. Then there was Lena Riggi. If there was anything that could have kept me in the States, it was her. She was a sergeant in the Women's Marine Corps Reserve. She didn't look at me like a statue or a legend. She looked at me like a man. We got married at St. Mary's Star of the Sea. For a few weeks, I let myself believe in a life after the war. A house, a family, a quiet morning where I didn't have to check my perimeter. But even when I was holding her hand, I could feel the pull. I told her, I can't face the boys when they come home if I'm not there with them. She was a Marine. She understood. She didn't cry when I told her I was going back. She just looked at me and said, "Then go back and do what you have to do, John." I could have stayed home. I could have spent the rest of the war in a recruiting office. But I requested a return to the fleet. I didn't want a commission. I wanted my stripes back. I wanted to lead my kids. February 19th, 1945. Iwo Jima. I've been in the service a long time, Army first, then the Corps, but I've never seen anything like Red Beach 2. The sand wasn't sand, it was black volcanic ash. You couldn't run, you just wallowed in it while the Japanese poured fire down from Mount Suribachi. My boys were pinned down, they were paralyzed. I stood up, I didn't think about it. I just yelled, "Get off the edge, move in, let's go." I moved along the line, kicking backsides, getting them moving. I worked my way toward a blockhouse, a concrete monster that was chewing us to pieces. I got on top of it with grenades and a satchel charge. When it went up, the air cleared for a second. We started moving. I was headed toward the airfield, trying to guide a tank through a minefield. That's when the mortar round found me. I didn't feel any pain, just a sudden quiet. I think about the medal sometimes. People say I earned it on the canal, but I think I earned it by going back. A lot of people ask why a man who has everything, fame, a beautiful wife, his life ahead of him, would choose to go back into the fire. The answer is simple. You don't do it for the flag, and you don't do it for the headlines. You do it for the 19-year-old kid in the foxhole who's looking at you to see if it's okay to be scared. You do it because you're a Marine, and a Marine stays until the job is done. I'm John Basilone. I'm a sergeant of the United States Marine Corps, and I did my part.